Well, hello everyone. I guess this is part six. I believe, just to give everybody a little bit of what's going on, this is about my life here in Thailand, what I went through in the past five and a half, say almost 6 years now. Um, give you an indication, basically, I had lost my significant other of 30 years. Moved to Thailand. Didn't think I would ever be able to find anybody that I would love or that would even come close to wanting to love me and take care of me and be with me. Boy, was I surprised. So this little story, probably going to be 7 or 8 parts. Kind of gives you an idea of what I went through and what I experienced here in Thailand. Um, I think I left off on the last one that I was back at the at the rental house, and we had went out for a ride because I had been 3 years. Wishing, glad it's not 3 years. 3 months was long enough in the hospital. 2 months in intensive care and a month in a private room. And I said in the last one, I could barely walk with a walker, just barely. And they loaded me up because I had been locked up and we were in lockdown. And we went out and drove around, and I was ecstatic just to be able to do that. So just to give you a little insight, my wife works 5 days a week, sometimes six. She works for the government. Um, the kids were with us there because the schools were basically closed down. So they stayed and took care of me, and my in-laws would come over every day. They weren't living with us at that time. And come over, make sure I was okay. They're amazing, like I said in the last one. The youngest daughter could speak a little bit. She understands quite a bit, actually. But the rest, no, nothing. So they helped me up around, make sure I ate, all that kind of stuff, and my wife would come and I think I want to go into a little bit at this point into my wife and the kind of a person that she is. She makes I guess a fairly good salary here in Thailand, working for the government. Been there over 20 years now, 18 I think back when I met her. Her father had worked for TOT, which is a government internet company. I want to say in the 20,000 baht range. And the reason that I'm saying that is because I want you to realize what in total amazement I was. This property that we built, this house that I'll go into in a later video. She owns this property. She owned it outright. So not only did my wife buy this piece of property, feed the kids, feed her mom and dad, give her mom and dad money, pay for their electric bill, pay for a private school in Bangkok, pay for a apartment which we still have in Bangkok that her mother, and paid her mother to go there every weekend that the kids were there, so they didn't have to spend 7 days a week in school in the dormitories. And then she would go, that would cost, whether it be on a bus, whatever she could afford at that time. And I'm in total amazement over how she was able to do it. I mean, the people around her, the people that her mother are friends with, the people that she grew up with, they were all family. In instance, one of them are two police officers, husband and wife, took care of my wife and the kids and everything, and helped through their whole life, And I know my wife. She ate rice and whatever, or didn't eat, so that they had food, so they could go to school, so they could get the education and go to college and everything, which they're doing right now. Did it help that we got together? Sure it did, and I'm glad to do it. The it just totally amazed me, and I'm imagining that it would amaze anybody that would hear this or whatever. It's like, that's nothing, nothing. as far as to me, it's nothing to just have that and to do all that. She had to cut, well, maybe I can get shoes and maybe they can hand me down and do, and I'm glad that they don't have to now. And they're in amazement that they don't have to now. Do they appreciate it? Unbelievably. Not like kids in the United States that I have known in the past. Gimme, gimme, I deserve this, I want this. It's like they're just in total awe that they can go out to dinner and order what they want, off of a menu. Um, and I've never heard them, can you get me this? I've never heard no. Or, oh, well, why? No, never. Never. We're getting ready to go now on a little deal. We're going to have a meetup for the YouTube channel in Pattaya, and they're going to come over. They're out of school right now. They're going to come from Bangkok to Pattaya. My wife will come up in a couple of days. She'll spend 2. I'll spend 4 days there. They're going to spend 2, and then they'll come home with us, and they'll spend almost 2 months through Sokrang. But it's just the amazement to be able to buy that, to be able to take care of her mother and her father. If you aren't familiar with Thailand, that's what the daughters do here in Thailand. They take care of their family, whether they have to, whatever they have to do, go in the fields and pick and get a job, go to Bangkok, whatever they have to do, they do. And that's what their life is all about, is taking care of their elderly. Me. So, and my wife does take care of me. Did you take your medicine? Did you eat today? What did you eat? What do you want for dinner? When a Thai woman's telling you that, she cares about you. If you don't hear that, there could be a problem. But like I said, I'm in total awe of that. Total awe of the way the kids treat me, and a lot of people will say, well, but they're getting this and that, and she's getting, yeah, they are, but I get it back tenfold in the way that they make me feel, all of them. And sometimes I'm not sabai like I should be, and I try to control that. I'm a lot better than I was. But so mom and dad would come each day. The kids were there, constantly listening for me. Does he want a drink? Does he want a Diet Coke? And then we started cooking meals together, and had a good life in the rental house. We spent a little over a year there, and the lady sold the house, so we had to move. We moved into another rental house, and at that point, we decided that my wife said, "Can we build a house on that property?" And during the pandemic, then we had the offer. I knew she had the land. We had talked about wanting to build a home. I wanted her to have a home, and we got the land raised for probably half the cost during the pandemic because no one had any work, pretty much. So we did have it raised up because it's got to be up, and settle for a year, pretty much. So we did that, and we moved into the new rental house, and we sat down one night on a napkin and drew a plan of this house. And her cousin was a builder and an architect, and he drew it up, and we okayed it and started the process. And a lot of people will say, well, you laid it out, she's going to steal from you, she's going to do this and that. My wife has more to lose than I do. Well, she doesn't really, but she, from the very beginning when we were doing it, I gave her so much money to run the house, buy everything, buy food, buy everything. And she said, can you run everything through me? Electric bill, phone bill, internet bill, rental bill, everything through her, because my wife's very smart, and it's in Thailand. It's more of a showing income, like it used to be in the good old days back in the States, where you could show and you didn't have to produce as much paperwork as you do now. But I mean, it was all legit. She just said that she had this income so that it made her look good to the bank, She already had vehicles. She had good credit, but she wanted to show more money running through there so she could get a loan for the house, which she did for 2.3 million on this house, bought, of course. And so we got that. She got the loan, got the plans. He did everything that she had to get everything approved, and they started construction. It took almost a year to build the house. It was about not even a 5-minute drive back and forth. I have videos on the house being built. But while we were in there, I was still, I don't want to say frail. I mean, I felt frail. I felt like, I'm going to break or something. So we were in the house about a year, and it took about a year to build it. So it, like I said, I felt frail. I didn't feel good. I still to this day. It's been 4 years or more. I still don't feel 100%, and they always do. Like I said, my wife and my family, they take care of me. So in the house, trying to get stronger, trying to go to the gym. The pandemic's going on. Can't go to the gym. She don't want me to go. We had the it got better, and then the second phase hit, and then this was all while we were in there. So we started at that point. When I got out of the hospital, I talked to my doctors who saved my life, and they said, you should really give back to Thailand. And I said, I totally agree. And the one doctor that told me that, great man, he was my respiratory and my heart doctor. They saved my life many times in the hospital. Every time he would come into the hospital, all the people would go at him, and he'd lift up the trunk and he'd have rice or something, and he'd give to them all, right? So at that point, we started so much a month we would give back to Thailand. The little minimal stuff, in case anybody doesn't know, anything that's given on AdSense that goes into an AdSense. It's my wife's AdSense account. She takes the money, and I put money in, we put money in, the YouTube channel puts money in, and we give back. I have a couple of videos on that where we bought TVs and tables and soccer balls and all that kind of stuff. We do that as much as we can, and I believe that if you're going to be here and you're going to live here, whether you can give 10 baht, 100 baht, or something, whenever you get a chance to help somebody here in Thailand, do it. Make you feel good, or it does me anyway, and it helps them. And you wouldn't think, well, 100 baht, it's only like $3. Well, to them, 100 baht's a lot of money, and it should be. And I try not to say it too much, because it makes me feel like I'm not giving them credit for what they do or something. I don't know. It makes me feel weird. So I try not to minimalize what they believe is a lot of money, because it's all relative, right? To what you make, what you have. And, when somebody can feed their family for 2 or 3 days on what you think is nothing, it makes a difference. So, like I said, if you're going to live here, if you come here often, if you planning on moving here, and you've got a chance to help out Thailand, by all means, do it. You don't have to go through a YouTube channel or anything. You can go and any place and give. Even if you just see somebody that's struggling on the streets, throw them a bone. It'll make their day. I do it all the time, and it just, like I said, it isn't selfless. I get a big kick out of an old lady that's going to be there all day selling her 250 baht worth of whatever she's selling, the 20 packets she's got in there. It's going to take her all day, and I buy it all, and just smiled from ear to ear, and just happy, and go. It's awesome. So if you get a chance to do that. So I guess we're up to the point. I'm guessing I rambled for probably 15 minutes. That we were in the one house, we're in the second house, and we're starting to build this house here. And I think I'll leave it there. And thank everybody for watching. If you're not subscribed, please think about subscribing. Doesn't cost you anything. And have a great morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on where you're at. And I will catch you on the next one.